So this is installment 3 of Radical Love. I'm just going to share a story about an experience I had the day before yesterday at my favorite coffee shop in the entire world. It's called Royal Coffee. It's in Rogers Park at the corner of Pratt and Sheridan. It's an Ethiopian coffee shop run by a family, um, Dave and Judy. But are their, I guess they're American names, but Dave's name is actually Dawit, Dawit, and Judy's name is actually Yodit, so Yodit. So Dawit and Yodi are their names, and like I said, they just have a really amazing coffee shop filled with love, and it's a place I'll go and spend, hours at a time listening to music or working on building my business or whatever else it is. So the story for today has to do with this. There's this woman who comes in there who is, for lack of a better word, completely insane. And when I say insane, I mean she's got some sort of psychotic disorder, probably schizophrenia. I'm assuming. I'm not a licensed clinical social worker or anything like that, so I don't know her specific diagnosis. But she inhabits a different reality than most of us. Her consciousness is inherently different. Her experience of being human is different than the average person's. And she's amazing. She's got these. She wears these headphones that like big puffy headphones. I'm not sure if music's playing in them or not. And these really, really high, kind of like butt hugger shorts that come way up, like as high up as a pair of shorts could possibly come. And she's got this big belly that the belly fat kind of sticks out from underneath her shirt. And this woman just doesn't give a fuck, right? She's just like owns the hell out of all of it, right? And just like walks around with these just having delusional conversations with people in the coffee shop and the voices in her head, and she's just amazing. Her name is Lola, and very often she causes a ruckus in the coffee shop because she gets up in someone's face and she gets thrown out. But the owners, Dave and Judy, they always welcome her back, right? They don't have the heart to keep her out for too long. So anyway, I'm sitting there next to her. There's this long sort of coffee shop bench, and I'm sitting next to her. She's at the table next to me, and she looks at me and says, I want to change the name of this coffee shop to the Madison, Wisconsin Bourgeoisie Cafe, motherfucker. And I'm thinking to myself, yeah, that's badass, right? So I'm engaging with her in this conversation, and we're having a conversation, and it's completely not based in what the average person would call reality. It's happening in another dimension, right? But I'm thoroughly entertained by it, right? And then she gets up to go order her coffee, and she's doing her little thing, and so I find a lot of amusement in her, and I really genuinely love this person, right? I think she's amazing. So I take out my little Apple, my iPhone, and I'm videotaping her as she's ordering coffee, and she's just doing her thing and doing her dance and kind of ordering the barista around. She kind of drives the barista in there a little bit insane. It's kind of funny. Everyone is very patient and very tolerant of this woman. And so I'm kind of asking her questions and videotaping her, and she loves it. She's eating it up. And so all of a sudden, this girl, kind of comes up to me. It's sort of like, I don't know, uppity liberal college-age girl, and tells me that's not cool. He says, she doesn't know my name, but she says, that's not cool. And I said, what's not cool? She said, videotaping her like that. You're making fun of her. And I completely and totally understand where this person is coming from, right? She believes that she is doing the right thing, and she kind of sees, she was interpreting it as if I was objectifying this person, that I was going to then go post a video on Facebook and cause a big ruckus and kind of mock this person. That wasn't my intention at all. Actually, this woman, Layla, actually loves being videotaped. Like, she completely gets off on it. Like, as soon as she sees she's on camera, she, like, owns all of it, right? And starts strutting her stuff even more, and you can ask her questions, and she'll answer them. She, like, thinks she's a movie star, right? And, but this woman did not approve, right? So I asked her, what's the judgment all about? And she said, I don't have a judgment. I said, well, it occurs as if you do have a judgment, right? You're judging me for, what you perceive to be me objectifying this woman in the coffee shop. And, so we had a little bit, it wasn't really a heated debate, but it went back and forth. And I said, well, why don't you, I've been sitting down next to this woman on the bench for the last half hour, right? Having these really amazing conversations about the Bourgeoisie Cafe and Madison, Wisconsin, and whatever other, crazy things this woman wants to talk about, right? So why don't you have a conversation with her? And, she didn't want to, or she wasn't willing, right? So I wasn't really trying to have an argument with her, but it got a little heated, and we ended up, parting in perfectly fine terms. I just looked at her and I said, um, the purpose of my of my videotaping this woman and all of my interactions and exchanges with her are from a place of love, like, because that's what this woman, Layla, this quote unquote crazy person, what she needs more than anything is for someone to make eye contact with her and listen to the things that she's saying, right? So if it's the Madison, Wisconsin Bourgeoisie Cafe motherfuckers, and I'm telling you that's what it is, all she needs is for another human being to look her in the eye and say, "You're right. Tell me more about this Bourgeoisie Cafe. I want to know about it," right? And that's love, right? And this woman, Layla, has a different experience of consciousness than the average human being, right? And I don't know what God, he, she, it, the universe is using this person for, right? Or what this person's role in the grand, beautiful, amazing scheme of everything is. But she's a very special individual, and all she needs is love. And you know, as far as the student is concerned, I have to acknowledge her as well, because she truly believed in her heart that she was sticking up for this person, right? Because you see a smart assy looking guy like me videotaping someone like that, and you might think that my motives were not all that pure, right? So again, it's not to overstep. The college student also felt like she was doing the right thing, and I guess the point of all of it is that the consciousness that all of us inhabit as human beings is inherently innocent. Like, we are all like little children in a lot of ways. Even though when things get completely crazy and everything is so serious, at the end of the day, we're all inherently innocent. Particularly when we don't realize that we have choices, right? So I believe it was Carl Jung that said, it's basically every human being feels that they are doing the right thing, right? All the time. So you could even make an extreme example of that, like Adolf Hitler, who's like the evilest man in the history of the world. He actually believed he was doing the right thing, right? His consciousness, our consciousness, are inherently innocent. And it's not my intention to spark a debate about, Adolf Hitler being good or bad or anything like that. It's just to use an extreme example to paint a picture about the nature of consciousness, right? And we're all coming from a place that is inherently innocent. And in the case of Layla, this quote-unquote crazy person, she's as innocent as, a 3-year-old child. And all she needs is love. And all she needs is a little bit of attention. And that's all I sought to give her that morning, or that afternoon. So, installment 3 of Radical Love, I hope you have all enjoyed it. May God bless all of you, and have a wonderful day. Peace out.